Setting up the Pro, Pro Mini, or frankly any other SpotZero mobile is super simple. That's the whole point of a mobile unit. All you need is power and water, preferably not together, and something or somebody to spray. Before we begin, all new mobile units will arrive with a pre-filter and membranes uninstalled. This is solely to make sure every system starts at its absolute best. By installing them fresh, you get peak performance right out of the first use. With that in mind, let's get started. Step 1. Remove the end plate. Use a number 3 Phillips head screwdriver to remove all screws. Gently pull on the front plate. It will separate from the unit and set it aside. Step 2. Install the new filter. Lubricate the brine seal of the new filter using food grade silicone or lubricant. Align the arrows on the filter with the proper flow direction. Push the filter in firmly to ensure it's fully seated. Step 3. Install the new membrane. Inspect the new membrane for any damage before installing. Lubricate the white brine seal with a moly coat or food grade silicone. Ensure the brine seal enters last when inserting the new membrane. Use a slight twisting motion as you push it in to ensure a proper seal. Continue pressing until the membrane is fully seated. Step 4. Reassemble the unit. Reinstall the end plate and secure it with all screws. Tighten the screws firmly by hand with the screwdriver. First, we need to secure the 2 plumbing connections. Grab an input and output hose, and remember they should be at least 5/8 or 15 millimeters inside diameter with a minimum burst rating of 200 psi or around 14 bar. For best performance, use as short of an input hose as possible and an output hose no longer than 50 feet or about 16 meters. Next, remove the storage caps from the SpotZero output and tap water feed input. These are clearly labeled on both units. It's time to connect the dock water to the mobile using the input hose. Connect one end of the input hose to the feed water source and attach the other end of the input hose to the port labeled tap water feed input. Now for the output hose, which will deliver the SpotZero water for washdowns and filling freshwater tanks. Attach one end of the output hose to the port labeled SpotZero output, and on the other end, be sure to use the nozzle provided. Using a nozzle like the one we provide or another that's designed to optimize flow and velocity can make a huge difference with spray performance and coverage. Now let's take a look at the concentrate discharge fitting. This is where all the hardness and impurities removed from the water go. Each unit comes with a short discharge hose, but if you need to direct the water off the dock or to another location, you could just extend it. But remember, this discharge must remain completely unrestricted. Any blockage or restriction can cause system damage, performance issues, or impact water quality. Also, there's no need for a hose clamp here. If a restriction were to occur, we want the water to have a clear escape route rather than cause back pressure. Let's move on to the next step. Each mobile unit comes with a power cord, but before plugging in, always make sure you have the right voltage for your region. The Pro Mini operates exclusively on 120 volts, 60 hertz. The Mobile Pro is available in 2 versions, 120 volts at 60 hertz and 220 volts at 50 hertz. If your power source is further away, be sure to use a marine grade extension cord that's at least 12 gauge. And most importantly, always plug into a GFCI protected AC outlet for safe operation. Let's go ahead and get it powered up. Okay, now's really the time to fire it up and go through the operation. Step 1, perform a 1-minute startup flush. To begin, turn the flush knob counterclockwise into the flush position. The knob has a retaining clip behind it, so stop once you feel some resistance. At this point, the smart display should read standby. Now, turn on the feed water. The unit will automatically sense the water pressure and the display will show priming. Once the system detects sufficient feed pressure, specifically more than 10 psi or 0.7 bar, the display will briefly show ready before the pump engages. Once the pump kicks on, the display will change to running, indicating the unit is fully operational. Let the system run for 1 full minute in this mode to complete the flush. During this time, the discharge flow will be much stronger as it clears air from the system and flushes out any concentrated dissolved solids from the membranes. Step 2, switch to run mode. Once the flush is complete, turn the flush knob clockwise to the run position until fully seated. This is critical. If the flush knob is left slightly open, it will reduce the water production, so be sure it's fully closed. At this point, the discharge flow should be reduced and steady. Stretch your output hose out so there's no kinks, and it's time to enjoy that spot zero water. But be warned, once somebody experiences spot zero water, they won't be going back to contaminated dock water or city water again. Here's a pro tip. If the mobile unit has been running for an hour or more, take 30 seconds to a minute to perform a quick flush before continuing. This helps clear out those contaminants, keeping the membranes clean and lasting performance. While it's running, the smart display continuously logs and displays key performance metrics like total runtime, feed pressure, filter hours, and more, giving the user real-time insights. Now let's go over a proper shutdown process. Step 1, perform a shutdown flush. Before powering down, it's critical to complete a shutdown flush to remove any concentrated contaminants lingering in the membranes. It's essential for long-term water quality and system performance. Just like we did during startup, turn the flush knob counterclockwise from run back to flush mode. After it's flushed for 3 minutes, you can then choose your preferred shutdown method. Option 1, automatic shutdown, or option 2, manual shutdown. For automatic shutdown, just turn off the water supply and let the system shut down on its own. You may see low FP flash on the display, but don't worry, it detects low water feed pressure and will automatically power down. For manual shutdown, turn off the water first, then unplug the system from the power source. Either method works, just don't forget that shutdown flush. That's all there is to it. Now let's go deeper into learning about the smart display. This is the control center, giving the user performance data, operation statuses, and maintenance reminders. By the end, you will know how to navigate and understand what it's telling you and when maintenance is needed. Let's start with key information. The smart display will continuously cycle through, keeping you informed at all times. Feed pressure shows incoming water pressure. Filter hours tracks how long the pre-filters have been used. Membrane hours track how long the RO membranes have been used. And finally, system hours displays the total operational hours of the unit. Let's move on to operating modes. This explains what the system is doing at any given time. Standby mode is when the system is powered on but not running. Priming mode detects the water has been turned on and checks to see if there's enough pressure to begin operation. Ready mode confirms the system has enough water pressure and flow to activate the pump. Running mode means the pump is on, the RO process is active, and the system is operating as normal. On to maintenance indicators. This keeps you informed and helps to stay ahead of maintenance. So order filter appears after 90 hours of filter use, reminding you to order the pre-filter. Change filter will appear after 100 hours. Order membrane appears after 490 hours for the membrane use for the Mini and 990 hours for the Pro. Change membrane will appear after 500 hours for the Mini and 1,000 hours for the Pro. But as a reminder, this is a general guideline. Each system requires replacing at different times. These maintenance reminders are there to help reduce downtime and keep your system running to perfection for as long as possible. The display allows you to toggle and reset hour counters once maintenance has been completed. Lastly, let's look at the smart display's fault and troubleshooting indicators. Low FP stands for low feed pressure. This can be anything from somebody turning off the water to a kink in the inlet hose. Over temp would indicate the system may be experiencing some overheating. Overpressure indicates excessive pressure. Inspecting plumbing for blockages or abnormal feed pressure from the dock or home can cause overpressure. To wrap things up, SpotZero Mobile's smart display simplifies operation, maintenance, and troubleshooting, ensuring efficiency and reliability. Regularly checking the display helps to stay proactive with maintenance and avoid unexpected issues. Nice job getting this far. You're just a few steps away from knowing everything you need to know to confidently use and maintain a Spot Zero mobile. Now, let's talk maintenance, because keeping your system in top shape ensures superior spraying power, spot-free water quality, and long-lasting performance. What does maintenance look like for a Spot Zero mobile? This is the question you'll hear often. So here's a simple answer. Use it at least once a month and change the pre-filter every 100 hours. Yep, that's it. Maintenance is extremely easy. Well, what about the membranes? Yeah, I knew you'd ask that. Much later down the road, you might notice a decrease in spraying power or flow. When that happens, it could be time to clean or replace the membranes. Think of it like tire wear. Manufacturers might rate a tire for 40,000 miles, but actual lifespan depends on road conditions and how you drive it. The guideline we use on membrane replacement can be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 hours. But real membrane life all depends on the feed water TDS or quality and the own user's maintenance habits. So, is there anything else to maintain? Not much. Your Spot Zero mobile also has a smart display, a pump, and a pressure transducer, but none of these require any routine maintenance. Welcome to the long-term storage and membrane cleaning section. This section's shorter, but just as important as the rest. So as you know, operating the mobile unit once a month to keep the water inside fresh is important to preventing organic fouling and performance issues. Well, what are some options if you can't operate it at least once a month? There are two things you could do. One, you can ask a friend, neighbor, or even a lawn guy to stop by and run the unit. Just leave it in flush mode and tell them to plug it in, turn the water on, and let it run for 2 minutes. Finally, just have them turn the water off and unplug it. Have them do this once a month until you're ready to use it. The second option is use a storage solution, which is similar to our winterization process. Storage solution lasts 3 months and should be refilled with new solution if storing longer. Oh, there's one more very important detail. Mobiles can't be exposed to freezing temperatures. When water freezes, it expands and real damage can happen. Always store the unit in a heated environment like a garage. If you or anyone else needs to go this route, reach out to us and we'll provide you with the right solution and formulas to keep your system protected over time.